Welcome. We are on day 74 of the chronological Bible in a year. Take a breath and take a moment to celebrate that you have set this time aside to hear God's word. Let's begin in Deuteronomy chapter 10. At that time, the Lord said to me, "Cut out for yourself 2 tablets of stone like the first two, and come up to me on the mountain, and make an ark of wood for yourself. Then I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you smashed to pieces, and you shall put them in the ark." So I made an ark of acacia wood, and cut out 2 tablets of stone like the first two, and I went up on the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hand. Then he wrote on the tablets like the first writing, the 10 Commandments, which the Lord had spoken to you on the mountain from the midst of the fire on the day of the assembly. And the Lord gave them to me. Then I turned and came down the mountain, and I put the tablets in the ark which I had made, and they are there, just as the Lord commanded me. Now the sons of Israel set out from Beeroth Bene Jaakan to Moserah. There Aaron died, and there he was buried, and his son Eleazar served as priest in his place. From there they set out to Gudgodah, and from Gudgodah to Jotbathah, a land of streams of water. At that time the Lord singled out the tribe of Levi to carry the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord, to serve him, and to bless in his name until this day. Therefore, Levi does not have a portion or inheritance with his brothers. The Lord is his inheritance, just as the Lord your God spoke to him. I, moreover, stayed on the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights like the first time, and the Lord listened to me that time also. The Lord was not willing to destroy you. Then the Lord said to me, "Arise, proceed on your journey ahead of the people, so that they may go in and take possession of the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. And now, Israel, what does the Lord your God require of you but to fear the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to keep the Lord's commandments and his statutes, which I am commanding you today for your good? Behold, to the Lord your God belong heaven and the highest heavens, the earth and all that is in it. Yet the Lord set his affection on your fathers to love them, and he chose their descendants after them, you over all the other peoples, as it is this day. So circumcise your heart, and do not stiffen your neck any longer. For the Lord your God is the God of gods and the Lord of lords, the great, the mighty, and the awesome God, who does not show partiality nor take a bribe. He executes justice for the orphan and the widow, and he shows his love for the stranger by giving them food and clothing. So show your love for the stranger, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. You shall fear the Lord your God, you shall serve him and cling to him, and you shall swear by his name. He is your glory, and he is your God, who has done these great and awesome things for you, which your eyes have seen. Your fathers went down to Egypt, 70 persons in all, and now the Lord your God has made you as numerous as the stars of heaven. You shall therefore love the Lord your God, and always keep his directive, his statutes, his ordinances, and his commandments. Know this day that I am not speaking with your sons who have not known and who have not seen the discipline of the Lord your God, his greatness, his mighty hand, his outstretched arm, and his signs and his works, which he did in the midst of Egypt to Pharaoh the king of Egypt, and to all his land, and what he did to Egypt's army and to its horses and its chariots, when he made the water of the Red Sea engulf them while they were pursuing you, and the Lord completely eliminated them, and what he did to you in the wilderness until you came to this place, and what he did to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, the son of Reuben, when the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them, their households, their tents, and every living thing that followed them, among all Israel. But your own eyes have seen all the great work of the Lord which he did. You shall therefore keep every commandment which I am commanding you today, so that you may be strong and go in and take possession of the land into which you are about to cross to possess it, and so that you may prolong your days on the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give them and to their descendants, a land flowing with milk and honey. For the land into which you are entering to possess it is not like the land of Egypt from which you came, where you used to sow your seed and water it by your foot like a vegetable garden. But the land into which you are about to cross to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, drinks water from the rain of heaven, a land for which the Lord your God cares. The eyes of the Lord your God are continually on it, from the beginning even to the end of the year. And it shall come about, if you listen obediently to my commandments, which I am commanding you today, to love the Lord your God and to serve him with all your heart and all your soul, that he will provide rain for you in its season, the early and the late rain, so that you may gather your grain, your new wine, and your oil. He will also provide grass in your field for your cattle, and you will eat and be satisfied. Beware that your hearts are not easily deceived, and that you do not turn away and serve other gods and worship them. Otherwise, the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you, and he will shut up the sky so that there will be no rain, and the ground will not yield its produce. Then you will quickly perish from the good land which the Lord is giving you. You shall therefore take these words of mine to heart and to soul, and you shall tie them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets on your forehead. And you shall teach them to your sons, speaking of them when you sit in your house, when you walk along the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates, so that your days and the days of your sons may be increased in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give them, as long as the heavens are above the earth. For if you are careful and keep all this commandment which I am commanding you to do, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways and cling to him, then the Lord will dispossess all these nations from you, and you will dispossess nations greater and mightier than you. Every place on which the sole of your foot steps shall be yours. Your border will be from the wilderness of Lebanon and from the river, the Euphrates, as far as the western sea. No one will be able to stand against you. The Lord your God will instill the dread of you and the fear of you in all the land on which you set your foot, just as he has spoken to you. See, I am placing before you today a blessing and a curse. The blessing, if you listen to the commandments of the Lord your God, which I am commanding you today, and the curse, if you do not listen to the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside from the way which I am commanding you today, by following other gods which you have not known. And it shall come about, when the Lord your God brings you into the land where you are entering to possess it, that you shall place the blessing on Mount Gerizim and the curse on Mount Ebal. Are they not across the Jordan, west of the road toward the sunset, in the land of the Canaanites, who live in the Arabah opposite Gilgal, beside the oaks of Morah? And you are about to cross the Jordan to go in and take possession of the land which the Lord your God is giving you. And you shall possess it and live in it. And you shall be careful to do all the statutes and the judgments which I am placing before you today. These are the statutes and the judgments which you shall carefully follow in the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given you to possess, as long as you live on the earth. You shall utterly destroy all the places where the nations whom you are going to dispossess serve their gods, on the high mountains, on the hills, and under every leafy tree. And you shall tear down their altars and smash their memorial stones to pieces, and burn their Asherim in the fire, and cut to pieces the carved images of their gods. And you shall eliminate their name from that place. You shall not act this way toward the Lord your God, but you shall seek the Lord at the place which the Lord your God will choose from all your tribes, to establish his name there for his dwelling. And you shall come there. You shall bring there your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tithes, the contribution of your hand, your vowed offerings, your voluntary offerings, and the firstborn of your herd and of your flock. There you and your households shall eat before the Lord your God, and rejoice in all your undertakings, in which the Lord your God has blessed you. You shall not do all what we are doing here today, everyone doing what is right in their own eyes, for you have not as yet come to the resting place and the inheritance which the Lord your God is giving you. When you cross the Jordan and live in the land which the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance, and he gives you rest from all your enemies around you, so that you live in security, then it shall come about that the place in which the Lord your God will choose for his name to dwell, there you shall bring everything that I commanded you, your burnt offerings and your sacrifices, your tithes and the contribution of your hand, and all your choice vowed offerings which you will vow to the Lord. And you shall rejoice before the Lord your God, you and your sons and daughters, your male and female slaves, and the Levite who is within your gates, since he has no portion or inheritance with you. Be careful that you do not offer burnt offerings in any cultic place that you see, but only in the place which the Lord chooses in one of your tribes. There you shall offer your burnt offerings, and there you shall do everything that I command you. However, you may slaughter and eat meat within any of your gates, whatever you desire, according to the blessing of the Lord your God, which he has given you. The unclean and the clean alike you may eat, as the gazelle and the deer. Only you shall not eat the blood. You are to pour it out on the ground like water. You are not allowed to eat within your gates the tithe of your grain, new wine or oil, or the firstborn of your herd or flock, or any of your vowed offerings which you vow on your voluntary offerings, or the contribution of your hand. But you shall eat them before the Lord your God in the place which the Lord your God will choose, you and your son and daughter, and your male and female slaves, and the Levite who is within your gates, and you shall rejoice before the Lord your God in all your undertakings. Be careful that you do not abandon the Levite as long as you live in your land. When the Lord your God extends your border as he has promised you, and I say, I will eat meat because you desire to eat meat, then you may eat meat, whatever you desire. If the place where the Lord your God chooses to put his name is too far from you, then you may slaughter animals from your herd and flock, which the Lord has given you, as I commanded you. And you may eat within your gates whatever you desire. Just as a gazelle or a deer is eaten, so you may eat it. The unclean and the clean alike you may eat it. Only be sure not to eat the blood, for the blood is the life, and you shall not eat the life within the flesh. You shall not eat it. You shall pour it out on the ground like water. You shall not eat it, so that it may go well for you and your sons after you, since you will be doing what is right in the sight of the Lord. Only your holy things which you may have and your vowed offerings you shall take and go to the place which the Lord chooses. And you shall offer your burnt offerings, the flesh and the blood, on the altar of the Lord your God. And the blood of your sacrifices shall be poured out on the altar of the Lord your God, and you shall eat the flesh. Be careful and listen to all these words which I am commanding you, so that it may go well for you and your sons after you forever. For you will be doing what is good and right in the sight of the Lord your God. When the Lord your God cuts off from you the nations which you are going in to dispossess, and you dispossess them and live in their land, be careful that you are not ensnared to follow them after they are destroyed from your presence, and that you do not inquire about their gods, saying, how do these nations serve their gods, that I may do likewise? You shall not behave this way toward the Lord your God, because every abominable act which the Lord hates, they have done for their gods, for they even burn their sons and daughters in the fire for their gods. Whatever I command you, you shall be careful to do. You shall not add nor take anything away from it. Thank you for listening. I pray that the seed of God's word will be planted in your heart and will continue to grow.